Coming live from Greenmeister's Dave's house with the JW Solar USA, and today I'm gonna be giving you a rundown of everything, a rundown of Dave off-grid solar, partial off-grid solar system. And what we have here, this is Dave, and that we call him Grill Meister, no master, Meister. So, and today we're gonna see Dave's solar system. This is the garage side. And up here, you can see there are 5 modules up there. And it's a 300 watt each. The bottom ones and the top ones are 315s. The voltage, there is no discrepancy on the voltage configurations. The specifications are almost the same, identical. So that's a 1530 right here. And I'm gonna bring you over here, which we're setting up a new array, which is the west side. The one we just came from is the south side. If you look at it here, this is of 340 watts each, 2 modules wired in series. So the voltage of this is a 51.1 volt open circuit. So the reason why we have these panels here, summertime, if I can turn you around, I hope you're not gonna have any motion sickness, sorry about it. And Dave used to have a big tree here called Treezilla. Treezilla was almost dead. It's about to do an impact to the clubhouse. So Dave decided to take it down, cost some money, but what you gotta do? Well, we end up having this side here is really sunny. So after this is the south right here, that's where those 1530s are, and this is the west. So Dave decided to convince Dave to put panels on this side since the tree has been gone. And we got a flexible conduit all the way inside. I'm gonna take you inside now to show you where the disconnects are. So the disconnect comes here for the 1530. We are running an 8-gauge wire all the way. See right there. See it? Here comes the other disconnect for the new modules, which is the 340 watts each, which is a 680 watt disconnect right there. We have to change that label. That label is wrong. So this is where we turn the disconnects on and off for the solar array. So these are the wires. They go all the way. So I'm going to take you all the way downstairs now to see where all the equipment are. Stay tuned. If you have been following Grillmeister Dave and Divorce the Horse, JW Solar USA, you will see exactly what we have done or what we did into Dave's system. I'm gonna show you a lot of improvements what we did. Right now I'm gonna be taking you down the basement. We're coming down where Dave set up everything and the perfect location what we did. So first of all, let me show you. This is how where we started first.
The original.
The original is from here. So we started the system with a GTIL system with just those panels, the 1530. If you can see, you can still see the labels right there. There's a 900 watts on the other one and a 630 right there. So the 2 other panels up, they were on the same. There's a 5th one you saw up there, and they were on each inverter. So that's why they are still up there. So we created a thing that we're gonna call electrician to put the GFCI breaker, which is already embedded here, which the breaker box was full, almost full that time. So what happened, we incorporated another one here. This is where the breakers for these GFCIs are on, where you can power them up. So they took a link from here and brought it here on each leg. So each grid-tied inverter is tied into a link or a leg, sorry. And that's why they are still here, because this is the original spot. So let me take you, after this, the ambition grows so high for Dave, he just wants everything. So with the help of JW Solar USA, he doesn't mess around. You want something, he can feed you with that. So we decided to do this after we done this. And Dave wants more. So let's move here. We have to come to the other side of the house. And I decided to, because this stuff's about to go over there, I created a monster. And this is where we started. And we upgraded to off-grid equipment here, which Dave was really interested. If the power goes down, then we can able to utilize the off-grid system, because those grid-tied systems, when the power goes down, it goes down. So what happened, we started, we have a midnight classic 250 here, which is a 63 amp, and doesn't end there. We started with batteries. At that time, Dave was running only a fraction of that you see right there. Okay, those are like 28 batteries. What had happened after I was talking about this, Dave becomes so ambitious about this entire solar. And I was going to take you, I missed that part. He bought a generator for the backup system. So this is what happened now. Now Dave has almost 3/4 of a Nissan Leaf battery, like a one old car. This is what it is. So it's only 8 batteries missing here. And it has a 20 kilowatt, from 28 batteries to 40 batteries. All right. So I wired this system. If you look here, interconnect, 10 modules right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See the jumper right here. So 10, 10, 10. Okay, let me show you. 10, 10, 10, 10. So 10 in parallel, 10 in parallel, 10 in parallel, and series them. That's why you see the interconnect right here. So 10 in series, 10 in parallel, sorry, 10 in parallel, though they're going out in series here. It goes over here, and it goes all the way around there and here. There's an end here and here. There's a negative, positive right here. So it goes in there. That gives us a total of 660 amp hours capacity on a 24 volt system. That's a lot of power. And it might not be a lot of power for other people, but it's a lot of power for just someone who just started not too long ago and become so ambitious about the entire solar system, and now soon is going to become really self-sufficient on renewable energy or solar. So what happened here, we incorporate lightning arresters. Okay, this is the DC side. This is for the battery and all the equipment. The battery, the DC side, and this is the PV. It's only one that left. It's supposed to be one more that's supposed to be for the AC part of it. See, you can have the AC in, the AC out, and you have the DC and the solar. So it's like supposed to have like 4 of these guys to give you maximum protection on arc fault, ground fault, or whatever it is, lightning arresters from lightning striking all the way outside the panels. It will clamp that, hold the power, and discharge it slowly from this thing to destroy your entire equipment. Okay, so this is a magnesite magnum energy, which is of 4024. So 4000 watt, 24 volt. If you can see right here. All right. And Dave is using it not to power the entire house. Can do 120, 240. All right. That's the other thing that is not even completed yet, because we're about to put a box right there. But I'm getting to the point why it doesn't have the 240 tied into it, because of electricians, and it costs money for Dave. So what happened here, after this monster already started growing so big, and he decided that those two extra panels I showed you over to the west side, we incorporate that with a midnight solar kid. This is the kid. So right here, it's so cloudy outside. You guys saw how the weather is almost like about to rain. Install this one here. Just kick in. You see, just 2 watts. And we put a 680 watt here. And this one is carrying the 1530 of solar. I know it might not sound right for the people. Says that he cannot charge his batteries, as I got a subscriber commented about this. But I'm gonna show you the possibilities how Dave's not using like everything in the house, but this is how he's not bragging to be completely off grid, but he want to be a partial off grid, but it's off grid for him as well. If he wants, he can adjust himself the way he wanted to do it. So with a 20 kilowatt of power here, 660 amp hours, with this system, the power goes down, he doesn't care. He doesn't care at all, because he's just going to prioritize himself. So I'm going to take you now where the magic happened. Well, we run wires right here all the way. I came up with an idea again. I said, this is all I was going to do before. I always want to do. You've seen the videos. And we took a cable right here that goes all the way to the other side where the grid-tied inverters were. And now they're back because we took them off before. So the power is fed from these batteries anytime we have this guy here. This instant water heater kicks in. It's going to compensate. These are 6,000 it's taken. The grid ties are just 1,000 watts each. But Dave is not buying a full power continuously. I don't like this guy. I've been saying that a long time in my video. Let's go back here. So what I've done, you guys have seen the system before. Now I incorporated all the breakers you can think about. Now I just have to label them so that Dave can understand it. So back here you can see that will be the kid, which is this guy here, a charge controller, 30 amp charge controller made by Midnight Solar. These are the grid ties here, okay? And this is the BMK battery monitor kit that shows the state of charge. And this one here will be, we're gonna change this breaker to 63 amp, but it doesn't have one. So we're gonna change this for the classic here. Okay, and we have a 20 amp supposed to be outside by the garage there for the solar that comes in for this guy here. And we have a 30 amp that goes for this guy here. Okay, and the other 30 amp, like I said, is for the charge controller. This for the Midnight kid. And 20 amp breaker, because the panels are rated for, they want a rating for 20 amp for the panel fusing. So you get breaker fuse is almost the same. So now what is happening here, Dave can always come and flip the breakers right here to run his grid-tied inverters when he feel like doing it. If the batteries are full, he can operate here. Everything is a central command here. He named this system as a Frankenstein 3.0. Before it was 2.0, now it's 3.0. So we're done with this thing here. He had AC input here, so he can charge his batteries when the batteries are low. That's the other concern about the one of the subscriber said, well, hope he's gonna charge his battery from the grid. Yes, because he doesn't have enough panels out there to charge. But summertime, even that, they was having the 28 batteries fully charged by noon because it's facing truly south. Now with the help of the west side too, it's gonna be no problem. So it's gonna be interesting summer how we're gonna see how the system gonna be running here. So it's a bypass breaker. This is the AC side that sends the output for the inverter to the house. So what we did here is just a fabrication here, and we're gonna be having a box right here that's gonna be having all the breakers to power the house. He had a transfer switch, never installed it. So this is the cheapest way we went. Instead of getting all these things, so he backfeed the power back to the inverters, can backfeed to the house. Then you can cover up everything he needs instead of installing the transfer switch, because of all electricians wants a lot of money. Wrapping up this video so fast, it's gonna be long. It's almost 16 minutes now. I hope you pay attention and learn how I've come up with this one old setup, because I always wanted to do this. So Dave was the guinea pig, and I have to test it on Dave. So these are the boxes. It's full, like I said. This is the new one here. It's about 100 ampere, and they also have a transfer switch. Alliance, that's a transfer switch. He can able to designate loads which he wants to put off grid or on the grid and out of the grid. So guys, so now we're gonna initialize the system. So since they tied into both legs, you can see the things right there. GFCI. So I'm gonna turn inverter number 3 on. It's on by pushing this GFCI here, and it turns this one on. All right, we are on now. So what I'm gonna do here, we have to really trick the system because of the instant water heater. If it kicks in and the phone is in, we can see, because right now if you look closely what power we're pulling is under 220 watt we're taking from the grid, and 193 watt from the other leg as well. So we're gonna zero out these, and you're gonna see how it happens. So I'm gonna tell Dave to turn those 2 breakers on for the grid-tied inverters, and you will see exactly what's happening here. Go ahead, Dave. Look at that lightning bolt is gone, the red indication. So now it's gonna be zeroing out. All right, I'm gonna tell Dave to initialize the thing again. Go ahead, Dave, and turn the breakers. You see the lightning bolt there? See the red setting? Slow. There you go. In here. There you go. So it's powering the entire house. 910. So whatever is running in the house. All right, stay tuned, guys. All right, guys, this is what the grid ties are taking constantly because the house is on, and these lights are powered through not coming from the inverter. Literally, the inverter is not inverting anything because the fridge, I think they're all sleeping. So TV. So this is just powering the house constantly. Look how cool it is. So now the grid tie inverters has been energized 24/7, if that's how they're gonna do, and they're gonna be powering. They acting like an inverter. Well, that's how it's called, inverter limiters. So these are not letting the power go back to the grid. Look, we are not buying anything right now. It says only a 5 watt. See that? 4 watt. And is a 4 watt here. So it's zeroing everything what Dave is using. So currently what Dave is using, the house is burning right now, calculate 228.3 plus 3 191.2. So if Dave do the math, so this is what his house is pulling right now. So we are running 415.7 volt, a watt we're taking, sorry, 415 watt we're taking from the grid. So the grid side inverters already zero out everything. So look at that. So he's not buying anything right now from the grid. He's not buying nothing. So now the main inverter, the off-grid inverter, is literally not doing anything. So unless we go back and activate like the fridge or the freezer so that it can run, or else, look at that, nothing. So the furnace is not running, the water is not running. So if Dave trick right now the system, turn the water on there and see, and it's gonna activate. Check those numbers right away. They're up running, 900. See that? So let's go check the meter and see how much amps we're pulling. Well, these are the amps we're taking out right now. It's 79 amps we're taking out from the batteries when the grid side kicks in. So now they've shut off the tap, and all of a sudden, okay, now the tap is on. It's taking about 79. So could you imagine? A lot of amps would have been coming out from the inverter. If the inverter is initialized right now, there's going to be like over 100 and something amps coming out. Well, this is the rundown of everything on Gridmaster's Dave's system, built by jwsolarusa, and with Gridmaster, Divorce the Wars. So guys, this is what we've been doing here. Thanks for watching. I hope it makes sense, and love you guys all. Like and subscribe. Any questions? We're going to be coming back with the reviews. No sun, nothing. Charge controller is sleeping, and 2 watt, and 0 watt still saying MPPT. So there's not much coming in. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye for now. All right, system is all done. Dave, what you think? Today we finish up what you wanted and what you always dream of, and things that you didn't even imagine, and now it has come to play because I already put those grid side inverters the way you don't even understand. I was trying to explain to you before how things supposed to work with these, so now it makes sense to you.
It makes pretty close to sense. I'll probably still have to talk to you off and on and have a few questions from my brother, but it works pretty dang good. You know, he had to whip me in shape with using this, you know, get me in line and keep me going, but no, it works pretty darn good. I got a monster of a battery pack here, and been kind of slowly piecing that together as time permitted and funds and everything, and getting all the little pieces put together best I can. You know, it's a lot easier if you have all the funds together and you can buy it as one unit. Yeah, it's easier, but if you're doing it little by little as you can afford it, well, that's how you can do it, little by little, piece by piece. You know, put together your parts list and start collecting what you can as you can, and put it together. Try to save yourself some money if you can by doing it yourself, or having a good friend that can help you with it some. And yeah, so it's this is my Frankenstein. It's a beautiful beast, but it's a powerful beast. So there we go.
So you're happy with that?
Absolutely.
All right, that's all we care about. As long as he's happy with it, and I think we are good to go, because that's what you want to do when you work with people, and when they're happy with the outcome, and you know that you are good to go. So guys, David's powering the house. Like, we're going to shut down these lights, and what we did here, some of you guys are so smart or curious why the AC light is on. It says charging. We are not charging. So what I did, I set up the system instead of the state of charge. I set it up into the it has, you can set it SOC with the state of charge, and when the state of charge dropped to a certain number, like 80% or 90%, what it is, I started up, the grid kicks in and charge. So it's just like AC couple system, whatever it is. Yeah, I can maybe try to put it in the perspective, but well, we had it into the volt. Here I can show you. I can tell it. Okay, that's the. I can tell it to do exactly. This is the thing. So low battery cutoff will be at 24.4, but I set it at 28.8. So I can set it on the timer mode. I can set it into the volt. So you see that I set it at 28.8 and charge it all the way up to 32.0. The reason why, this is winter here in Minnesota, because they're not going to be home, and the battery's voltage tend to run low. It's going to run really fast and drop, and it's going to be, this house going to be blackout and freeze or fridge, whatever. So you can go back and set it into state of charge. So 80 to 100. So that's what it is. Some people say, why didn't you just set it maybe 80%, maybe a 5% or 10% differential, and let the sun, no, instead of 100%, you make it all the way 90, the sun complete it. That's the process. But yeah, it's different. In Minnesota, it's going to be a while. Maybe the snow is going to be covering those panels. Dave can't even script them out. It's going to be a problem. But even if the power goes down, because when wintertime happens, the tree falls on the lines and it's be a problem. So Dave's system is already activated before the grid went down. He still have a lot of power with his 20 kilowatts of batteries here. It can take him for quite a long time before maybe maybe a couple days or whatever on or 3 days. If the grid ties are run, the grid ties not going to run that time. It's going to be off because of they only have to see grid. It's a grid interactive inverters, so they're not going to work. So that's why this guy here is going to be doing the job. So now he's sharing. That's what I set it up to the volt. So that's why you see this light blinking right here. It's not charging. It's just monitoring the power that is happening here. So as soon as it senses the voltage goes all the way down like that, and he said Dave always have to make sure he has power, because you see the state of charge right there sitting at 97. So this is the one we're pulling constantly 18, 19 watt, because the grid ties are just pulling less power right there, zeroing out the grid. So Dave is not buying anything right now from the grid. Nothing. Wow, that's kind of cool setup, right? So some people say, man, that's kind of cool. I like that. But Dave, as of now, as I speak, Dave is buying zero, because this each grid tie is tied into leg 1, leg 2. So here, they monitor everything. This is the bottom number right here, is the one that's supposed to be showing you how much power Dave is buying from the grid. So it's not buying nothing. It's monitoring with these clamps that are in here, the sensors. They monitor what's coming out, what's going in, just like you having your fuel gauge. So look, 5 watt, 5 watt. So Dave is not buying all these lights and all upstairs. He's not buying nothing. So he saves more of his inverter. Instead of putting a lot of dent into his inverter getting old, Dave is constantly pulling into the grid-tied inverters that makes his system last longer and become more efficient. Live from Minnesota, jwsolarusa. Thanks. Like and subscribe. Bye for now. This Grillmeister's Dave system is completed today, once and for all. Bye for now.